Imagine this, a powerful CEO who runs a billion-dollar empire, who closes deals worth millions with just a signature, is brought to his knees not by boardroom pressure, but by the one thing he doesn't know how to handle, his little girl's tears. That's where our story begins. Before I take you into this emotional journey, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because trust me, you don't want to miss stories that touch your heart and remind you of life's most precious bonds. Now, let's dive in. Nathan Cole had built everything from the ground up. His name was printed in every business magazine, his face often captured by cameras as the definition of success. But when it came to fatherhood, Nathan was just a man trying his best. His wife had passed away 3 years ago, leaving him alone with a daughter who was his whole world. 7-year-old Emily was bright, tender-hearted, and carried a loneliness Nathan often noticed in her eyes. Music was her joy, her late mother's gift, and Nathan promised himself he'd give Emily every chance to keep that spark alive. One rushed morning, juggling phone calls, deadlines, and his daughter's school reminders, Nathan's assistant handed him a paper with the name of a recommended music teacher. Distracted, Nathan approved it, not realizing the paperwork was mixed up. That mistake led him to hire Claire Bennett. She wasn't the renowned, highly expensive teacher he thought he'd booked. She was a struggling single mom, barely making ends meet, working multiple jobs to raise her son, Lucas. Claire wasn't polished or glamorous, but she had raw passion and an authenticity Nathan hadn't seen in a long time. The first lesson didn't go smoothly. Nathan expected professionalism, rigid structure, and perfection. Claire, instead, let Emily laugh, sing off-key, and explore her emotions through the piano keys. He frowned, skeptical. But when he saw his daughter smiling, truly smiling, something rare since his wife's passing, he paused. For the first time, Emily looked alive. Over the weeks, Claire became more than just a music teacher. She became a confidant for Emily. She taught not just notes, but feelings, how music could be a safe place for grief, joy, and hope. Nathan, at first, tried to keep his distance. CEOs weren't supposed to blur boundaries. But late evenings when he arrived early from the office, he would catch the soft sound of Claire playing alongside Emily, their laughter echoing through the house. Something in him stirred, something he thought he'd buried with his wife. Yet challenges soon followed. Nathan's board of directors frowned on his personal distractions. They wanted him focused, detached, ruthless. Emily's grandparents on her mother's side questioned why Nathan was trusting their granddaughter to a woman with no prestige, no credentials. And Claire herself struggled. She knew she didn't belong in Nathan's glittering world. She worried about her son, Lucas, who felt invisible. As his mother poured energy into Emily's lessons. The turning point came one rainy evening. Lucas ran away from school after being teased for not having a father. Nathan found him, soaked, sitting on a park bench, clutching his backpack. Nathan sat beside him, not as a CEO, but as a man who understood loss. He told Lucas about Emily's loneliness, about how being a parent meant stumbling, making mistakes, but never giving up. That night, something shifted. Lucas began to see Nathan not as a stranger, but as someone who cared. And Claire, seeing Nathan protect her son the way she had always dreamed someone would, felt her walls begin to crumble. But the world didn't make it easy. When the truth came out that Claire wasn't the teacher Nathan thought he had hired, investors mocked him for poor judgment. Emily overheard her grandparents suggesting that Claire was only around for Nathan's money. For the first time, Emily screamed at them, "She makes me feel like mommy's still here." Nathan realized then that the mistake of hiring the wrong teacher had been the best accident of his life. With courage, he stood before his board, before his in-laws, and declared that family wasn't about titles, resumes, or social status. Family was about love, about showing up. And Claire had shown up for Emily in a way no one else could. Nathan announced that he would invest not just in corporations, but in people like Claire, talented, overlooked, and deserving of chances. By the time months had passed, Claire and Nathan's relationship blossomed, not rushed, not perfect, but built on shared struggles and the simple bond of parenthood. Emily and Lucas grew inseparable, their laughter weaving a new harmony in both households. Nathan discovered he could be both a CEO and a father who listened, who loved. Claire found strength in her worth, realizing she was more than just a struggling mom. The story ends with Emily playing the piano at her school recital, her tiny fingers steady on the keys. Lucas cheered for her in the front row, and Nathan held Claire's hand tightly, not caring who saw. As the music filled the room, Nathan's heart swelled with a realization: sometimes, life's best blessings come from mistakes. So, if this story touched you, don't forget to like and subscribe, because every week, we share tales that remind us that love, hope, and second chances can change everything. And maybe, just maybe, your next mistake will be the miracle you've been waiting for.